Hello everybody, Jackson here with the Well Squad. Today we'll be talking about three Cathie Wood stocks to start looking into at least, because you have to think these stocks are very discounted and Cathie Wood owns them herself in her company ARK Invest, right? So she has a lot of hope for these stocks, a lot of trust in them. The least we could do is look into them when they're this discounted. So we're going to start off with Unity Software, ticker symbol U. We have two more companies after this to look into, but we have Cathie has 1.6% of her company's money in this stock, so keep that in mind. But yeah, Unity Software, software company that makes game software, went public back in September of 2020, and you can see we're right around that same price, where $70 to $80 range. And Unity has had some good gains. It hit 170 at one point, then back down to 80, and then hit 200, and now we're back down to 80. So definitely a stock to look into. Unity Software. You can see the last earnings reports, everyone has been beaten. You can see it's had a little rough start, not making much money, actually losing money, and they're still losing money to this day. Not too much though. You can see 0.05 cents a share in earnings reported, and you can see the revenue is growing each and every quarter: 5%, 6%, 11%, 8%, 7%, 7%, and the earnings are growing as well. They've gone from -9 cents to now -5. So even though the company is losing money, they are gaining sales and not losing as much, right? So definitely a stock to look into, not a value stock whatsoever, definitely a growth stock. So there will be some more speculation. But yeah, Cathie just started this position within the last 2 years of it being public, and right around the same price as the cheapest you could get it. So look into Unity Software. Once a $200 stock, now trading at 80. It has lots of high hopes, definitely a metaverse play as well. And that Cathie is 1.6% in Unity. So let's go on to number two. This will be Shopify. And Cathie has a 2.3% portion of her dollars in this company, in Shopify. So let's draw some lines here. You can see Shopify has been destroyed lately. Back in February 2020, it peaked at 593, 600 around there, and since after during COVID, we can see from 593 to around 300, down 50% or so. Since then has gone from 300 to 17, 1800, around that range. Definitely a huge growth play, and you can see, just zooming out, how much this stock has increased. And looking at the earnings estimates, you can see that the shareholders are happy, right? Every single quarter except for two, they have beaten estimates. And that last one that they just recently lost out on was recently. Even though you can see last quarter they beat earnings, stock still fell from 800 to 600. A stock that has been destroyed, lost a lot of money, because everyone that bought within the last 2 years is now down. It's just crazy to think about on a huge company like Shopify. But yeah, anyways, down 70% from the peak. Once worth 1,700, now worth under 600. Trading at 544. You can see right down here. But anyways, Cathie has a 2.3% portion of her dollars in this company over the since 2015, so 7 years now. They've lost to two estimates and beaten every single one else. Not a stock to ignore, especially at this huge discount of 70%. Just crazy. It used to be a steal at $1,000, right? It's just crazy now that's below 600. If you're not looking in Shopify, then you're doing something wrong. Maybe you don't have to buy it, but at least look into it a little bit. Also, not a value play, a definite growth play. But once a growth stock falls 70%, like Shopify has, it gets more and more interesting as a not so much value, but a comeback, not a contrarian play. So keep that in mind. Shopify, number 2. Going to number 1, we got Square or Block. Another stock that has been slammed lately. We could just see the massive loss, 65%. And this is the biggest stake out of the 3. 5% of Cathie's dollars is in this company. And the price they're buying at now, 100, is the same price again 4 years ago, in September 2018. So you're getting the same price that someone 4 years ago bought Square, and that they held from 100 to 30 to almost 300, now down to 100. So you're getting all that past, but now you're buying right now at this very $100 price. And you can see it's actually been pretty crazy around this price as well. We've seen 80s and we've seen 130s within the last couple weeks. So Square, another one. You can see just the earnings estimates out of last, since 2015, December 2015. They've lost to 4 earnings reports estimates and exceeded everyone else, every other one. You can see down here, it's green or red, and they have one coming up in May, but that's, we still got a month and a half. So yeah, Square, another one that is a more of a crypto play rather than metaverse. You can see they changed their name to Block to represent blockchain, right? That has to do a lot with cryptocurrency, how it's cryptocurrency can be sent from one person to another through the blockchain. They renamed their company to Block to signify that they are invested in the blockchain. So Square, another one that is definitely discounted from 288 to now 100. If you aren't looking at these 3 stocks, we got Unity, Shopify, and Square. Then you're doing something wrong. You don't have to buy them, but at least look into them. At least look at their management, see if they fulfill at their goals, right? If they're saying we want $100 million in sales next quarter, and they don't get that, then maybe they're not trustworthy. Or we want to roll out this product in 3 years. You look back and they didn't roll out the product in 3 years, then maybe they're not trustworthy. You have to look at management like that, as well as look at the numbers, right? Do the numbers make sense? Think of it as buying a lemonade stand, right? If you're buying a lemonade stand for $30 and it made $15 last year, then that's a good deal, right? You're getting that 2 times earnings. Of course, these stocks, you're not going to get at 2 times earnings. They're going to be high up there because they're growth stocks. But let's say they make $10 and you're buying it at 100, but they're growing 30% a year, right? You could estimate how many years until I get my money back. That type of model could serve you well, and definitely during this time when all these stocks are very cheap and discounted and still growing internally. So I hope this video helped you in some way. We got 3 Cathie Wood stocks to start looking into, start averaging in. We got Unity, Shopify, and Square. So I hope this video helps. If it did, please drop a like and subscribe for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thanks for watching.